High-low system. In the high-low system, cards from 2 to 6 have a value of +1. Cards 7, 8, and 9 are worth 0, while 10 and the other cards are worth -1. Like in other systems, these values are simply added together. For example, the dealer has dealt the cards. A 6 is +1, a king is -1, and an ace is -1. When we add everything together, we get -1. And that number is called the running count. However, to get the true count, you need to divide the running count by the number of decks remaining in the game. For example, if you estimate that 3 decks are still left and your running count is +13, the true count is +4 because it is rounded to a whole number. The strategy is simple. When the true count is positive, it means there are more strong cards left in the deck, so you increase your bet. When it is 0 or negative, it is best to play the minimum bet. You can find the exact bets for each count on the internet, but casinos already know all those strategies. That's why it's best to combine this system with your own playing style. Also, most players who use this or any other system rely on strategy charts that show when to hit, stand, double down, or take insurance, depending on the current count. Knockout system. In the knockout system, the card values are almost the same as in the high-low system. The only change is that 7 is now worth +1. Also in this system, there is no true count. Only the running count is used. However, before the game starts, you must determine how many decks are left in the game. For each deck, you start with -4. For example, if 3 decks are left, the starting number is -12. After that, you simply continue adding the values. Like in the high-low system, most strategies from the internet and books are already known to casinos, so it is best to combine the system with your own playing style. However, if the running count is closer to 0 or positive, you should increase your bet. Omega-2 system. The Omega-2 system is a harder system because the card values are quite different. Cards 2, 3, and 7 are worth +1. Cards 4, 5, and 6 are worth +2. 8 and aces are worth 0. 9 is worth -1, and the other cards are worth -2. This system also has a true count, just like the high-low system, and it is calculated in the same way. The strategy is the same as in high-low. This system just gives better chances because of the different counting method. Red 7 system. In the Red 7 system, the card values are the same as in the high-low system, except that Red 7s are worth +1. Also, there is no true count. Like in the knockout system, you start from a negative number depending on the number of decks. For each deck, you subtract -2. So if there are 4 decks, you start from -8. The strategy is the same as in the knockout system. But when the count reaches 0, you have about a 0.5% advantage, which means you should increase your bet. Wong-Halve system. The Wong-Halve system is the hardest but also the most accurate. 3, 4, and 6 are worth +1, 8 is worth 0, 9 is worth -0.5, 2 and 7 are worth +0.5, 5 is worth +1.5, and the other cards are worth -1. Because of the decimals, it is harder to count, but if it is easier for you, you can multiply every value by 2 to get whole numbers. However, this system also uses a true count, so if you multiply the values by 2, you must also multiply the remaining decks by 2. The strategy and everything else is the same as in the high-low system. Zen count system. The Zen count system is the same as the high-low system, but the card values are different. 8 and 9 are worth 0, 2, 3, and 7 are worth +1, 4, 5, and 6 are worth +2, aces are worth -1, and the other cards are worth -2. Everything else is the same.